What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It is your boy, Coach D Brown. I am on location. All right. I was moving and shaking. I had to make sure I got this in. I want to say what's up to everybody tuning in today. What a great response I had yesterday, man. Yesterday was one of those special times. I had a lot of people on, a lot of people shared, a lot of people were very interested in what I was talking about. All right. So for the people that are listening in who want to have access to the best training program I believe that's out right now, the Big League Shortcuts training system, unbelievable. That's right. It is definitely getting a lot of great responses behind the scenes. A lot of people have been, talking about it to me and personally just thanking me for, everything that is, dealing with this program, man. It's been really awesome. All right. So, I appreciate everybody that is supporting the Big League Shortcuts training system. And, I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. All right. So I'm coming in a little, like I said, it's been cold in Memphis over here. So I'm coming with my little beanie and just had to stop and get this in, all right, before we had to go. So, all right. What's up, Deanne? How are you? What's up, Kenneth? What's going on? So today, I want to dig a little deeper into the 3-part series I've been talking about with this travel ball, all right? And just based off the response yesterday, when I was talking about part 2, when I talk about the non-benefits and the disappointment, the things that just, basically sucks when it comes to travel ball industry, I wanted to kind of go a little deeper in what I believe and what I see from the travel ball experience, what I see that's going to be happening in the near future with the travel ball thing. And these are my thoughts. These are mine. Some of them are true things I've heard, things that I think need to be done. But again, this is just my opinions for the most part. Okay. So again, I want to dig a little deeper. First part, I did the benefits. Second part was the non-benefits. This is what I believe the future of travel ball, all right, what I see was coming. All right. So the future of travel ball, one of the things I worry about is the pricing of it, and I run a business, it's definitely one of those things where, it's a good amount of money. I tell a lot of people straight up that D Brown would not be playing travel ball for the price, if it was back in the day that it costs now. All right. And I say that with all honesty, just knowing that with my parents and my financial, situation was D Brown will not be playing nowadays. It's just, it's the expenses and everything that goes along with it. It's just crazy, but it is the nature of the game. I tell all parents that are wanting to join either my organization or talk about the travel ball experience, I tell them straight up, like, yeah, it's tough. I mean, it is a lot of financial commitment that goes along, but it's like that in all sports, though. You know what I'm saying? All sports are like this. What's up, Manny? What up, Bubba? It is one of those things where everybody wants to participate, but, it is heavy expenses that goes along with this. And you know what you're getting yourself into. It's football is more expensive to play now for, travel football teams than it was back in the day with your Pop Warner days. Little leagues, obviously. Basketball, AAU, you're traveling all around more. It's just different times. And, as much as I hate that the game has gotten this way, but it's just the nature, the pricing of that, what it costs for uniforms, for the tournament fees. All right. If you want to go, especially the older you get, the showcases and all of that, this is thousands of dollars just to enter your team into these programs. You know what I'm saying? To these tournament fees, just to enter your team into the tournament. So everything goes up. Everything, these facilities are nicer. It's just a different ball game nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So what happens, because of that, the cost of just playing travel ball goes up. And it prices, and I want to dig a little deeper into one of the next thing, lesson I want to talk about with the future is what I see. Let me say what's up to my people coming on. All right, what's up, Manny? What up, Bubba? Alabama in the house. Rick, Queens, New York in the house. What's up, Lawrence? What's up, baby? Jerry, what up? And Bandito's cost is not bad at all. They allow installment payments, and uniforms are not expensive. We just have to travel an hour away for practice. All right, well, that's an added expense, traveling an hour for practice. It is what it is. So, but that's not, it ain't too bad, right? But, Darrell, what's up, baby? I know here in the Mid-South area right here, for top-notch organizations, you're paying a pretty penny. You know what I mean? You paying some, and what's not bad for you, man, it may be very expensive to the next person. You know what I'm saying? So, to each his own. But I know that the consensus, and then, and it's funny, like I say it's very expensive, but most people just know what it is. The last 10 plus years, it's been this, and it goes up. But it is what it is. We all know what the expenses that go along with this. It may be off a few $100s here and there for each organization for whatever fees, but as a whole, it is way more expensive to play nowadays than before. All right. So, I worry about the game of baseball outpricing itself. Travel baseball outpricing itself. Okay. So, but because of that, right? So, what I see with the future is happening. What's up, Tony? What's up, baby? What I see happening is and I've said this on this live before, and I had a conversation with a Chicago White Sox friend of mine. All right? He told me this like 5 or 6 years ago, and he was like, "Yo, D, I'm at Perfect Game right now." He was calling me from Perfect Game, which is the big tournament in Atlanta, teams from all over the country, and he's like, I'm looking at the talent right now, right? And all these kids that are going major D1, programs, he's like, they ain't that good. He's like, they're not really that good. Like all these teams I'm looking at, and they're different organizations, top notch, and they're, all, coming to Atlanta to play. And he's like, I'm watching these guys, and he's like, I'm not impressed. He's like, these are not the best kids in I cannot believe that these are the best kids in the U.S. right now, all coming here. He said some of these kids are A&M commits and, Oklahoma State and all these big time programs. And he was like, yo, dude, this is, I'm not, and I've been hearing this even in the pro game. Guys in the scouts, it's just scouts friends of mine. We just talk about the nature of the game of baseball. All right. This goes back in the past 5 years, what their thoughts are, okay? And one of the consensus is like, yo, D, the best players are not playing baseball. I wrote a post about this in the past, and I talk about this, but because of the pricing of the game, right, a lot of guys get priced out. A lot of players get priced out of this, all right? So the best athletes are not playing. They're going to other sports that are cheaper, right? So basically it becomes who can afford the most to get in, and I have told multiple dads behind the scenes about this, and they don't take offense because they like, listen, to each his own. If I have the resources to do this, it is what it is, right? So I talked to some of these dads, and they told me straight up, like, listen, and I told them, I said, if your son, if you have the ability to pay to go to these perfect games and the lessons and all of that stuff, your son is going to get elevated past the kid who necessarily is more talented but don't have the resources or whatever to play. Now he has to go through different avenues, a nonprofit, and he'll get seen, and but it's just more loops. But if you just have the resources, you can basically pay your kid to get D1 scholarships, pay your kid to get seen by the best of the best. All right. You think I'm lying? I don't, it is, I've seen it firsthand. I've been talking to scouts, friends of mine, behind the scenes, pro scouts. All right. Not necessarily recruiters per se, but pro scouts, where ultimately this all is what it's about. I mean, you want to get into the colleges, but ultimately 90% of those kids that play college want to go pro too, right? So the pro scouts are saying, dude, we are not seeing the best talent. He's like, I am convinced that even the best kids are not even in the big leagues right now. Think about what I'm saying to you, all right? Because of the pricing on the youth levels, all right, are pricing kids out. It's funneling the way all the way up through the D1s, to the minor leagues, to the pro side, where he's saying, I truly believe that the best players are not playing baseball right now in the big leagues, all right? Think about what I'm saying to you, all right? Because of the pricing of it. So one of the concerns I have for the future of travel baseball, and it all accumulates, it's all about the pricing and all that, but the best athletes, the best players are not necessarily playing baseball. All right. Obviously, they're playing multiple other sports here and there, but hey, if you are a parent that, and I just, you know me, I keep it 100 with you guys. All right. But if you have the resources and you don't mind putting, I tell all dads this, that I talk to in my circle. I'm like, listen, you're doing all the necessary things. If you have the resources, you go into these showcases, you put them into these perfect games, the PBRs, and get them in front of these recruiters, and you're playing on the top-notch travel teams and all of that. If you have the resources to do it, more power to you, okay? And I mean, if it was up to me, and I have said this too before, I told you I'm training a young athlete too, right? And I say this too, and I say I get it because I get it from the tennis side too. I understand. I'm like, if you have a talented kid, a semi-talented kid that has some resources and all of that, you can basically play your way into the pro game. I see it with tennis, and it's the same thing with baseball. All right. So you may have some very talented kids that don't have the opportunities because of the resources, and it sucks. But you get a watered down product, a watered down game. All right. So again, this is not part of it is what I see, but a lot of it is from just scouts and friends of mine that I talk to that in the pro game. I hear it at least once or twice a year from scouts, friends of mine. I'm like, man, the lack of talent is crazy. And this is at the pro level, minor league pro, that these guys that will be future big leaguers. And he's telling me as a whole that the game, the best players are not playing. They're not there. They're not there. All right. Anyway. Pogi, what's up, baby? Chipper, what up? David, what's up? Tammy, what's going on? Travis, what's up? Casey, what's up? Byron, Luther, Orlando, what up? Bill, what up? Eric, what's up? Richie, what up? All right, let's get back to this, all right? Third part of the future where, with this game of baseball, what I see that it's kind of, I get into it a little bit. Sorry about that. The scouts, I worry the scouts and the recruiters especially, because I hear it all the time. They don't go to high school games no more. They don't even recruit high school, physically at the high school. So the scouts and especially the recruiters, the scouts, they go to high school games more so, but the recruiters, they getting a little lazy, man. They're getting lazy. They're getting lazy out here, right? So one of the, future, and I don't want to say it's a fear-based, theory of mine, but one of the issues that I see happening is that, and I'll talk about this and it all ties into the stuff, man, is that high school baseball won't really matter too much. You know what I'm saying? You see it happening now. Like it's, it becomes, if you like trying to get seen, so for the people, those kids who not necessarily have the resources to play high-level travel baseball and all that, your high school season may be the only chance you get to really get any type of exposure. But if your high school teams are not traveling and going to these places and going to high-level, showcases or playing high-level tournaments in the summer, you may not get the exposure that you are needing. All right, because I know for a fact I have talked to multiple D1 recruiters and told me, like, I don't waste my time watching a high school game. I don't even waste my time watching a high school game. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, not nowadays, because it's because of budgeting, resources, or whatever. They like, man, I go to Atlanta and spend 2 or 3 weeks in Atlanta, or I go to big time tournaments in Indianapolis or California or Texas. You know what I'm saying? Where accumulation of all, and I understand why they do what they do, but on the other hand, it sucks for those hidden gems, you know what I'm saying, to, in high school that, that really ball out in high school, but don't really play don't have the resources or don't play for whatever reason, showcase baseball. But now, you're going to start seeing you're going to start seeing high school just being, and it's already happening that people can kind of care less. I know from a college recruiting standpoint, it's already been there. They have told me for years now that they could really care less about high school baseball. All right. And that sucks. You know what I'm saying? For the player standpoint, and I was talking about this with a parent the other day, and they were talking about, all right, and this is one of those, I'm going to tie it into one of the last lessons. And for you guys only, for you guys, have any issues, any questions, like always, you already know what it is, man. Just tell me, ask me. And these are just my thoughts, what I see. So I believe that, again, because of this, high school baseball won't matter. You know what I'm saying? And then it's one of the biggest things it may turn into. All right, because it's already happening. I see guys now. I hear stories from different, California, New Mexico. A couple of guys that I know that are in the travel ball industry who run travel ball programs. They tell me straight up, like, some of the kids in these states and these areas are not even playing high school baseball. They're going straight into showcase. They don't even see the need because they feel like the scouts and recruiters are not there. So why are they wasting their time playing high school baseball? And I look at it like it's a shame, you know what I'm saying? Because they taking the business approach, which is fine. I like that. But then, one thing about high school baseball, from my personal experience, that's like the last time I truly had fun with the game of baseball was high school baseball. That's the last time I truly had fun with the game of baseball was high school baseball. All right? Think what I'm telling you. And I played almost close to 20 years past that, right? When I sit there and I think about my time, because high school baseball was like, it was just fun. You're playing for your school. You're playing with your boys that you played around for a long time, right? So there's it's pressure to win state championships and win games, but you're having fun playing the game of baseball. But once you get into the college, especially big-time college, minor league, professional, it's like your job essentially is on the line. You know what I mean? Your playing time is on the line. So that's a whole different sense of urgency, a different. It's not the game of baseball. It's not fun. It's like, yo, I got to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you're in high school, you playing, and some high schools are really competitive. I know around this Memphis area, some real high level where they got a lot of kids in the program, and they almost run it as if it's a college program. But that's few and far between. You know what I'm saying? Them are the top of the top, cream of the crop high school programs. Well, for the most part, though, most kids play high school baseball, and a lot of them, it's the last time they're ever going to play, you know what I'm saying, baseball again, right? But it's sad to see certain kids look at high school baseball as a reason to, like, not even need to play. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to play high school baseball. If I want to get recruited and scouted, and the scouts, you hear the recruiters telling, these high school kids and these parents, they know what's up. They're listening to these recruiters saying the same thing. But why am I going to play high school baseball, risk injuries and all this type of stuff, where the college recruiters, the D1 guys, they're not even coming to those schools? All right, they're not coming to my school to see any kids, all right? And their motto is, why am I going to look at 1-2 kids when I could go to these showcases or these high-level things and look at 20, 30 kids and look at both teams that are filled with an all-star caliber roster and get this, and I could spend 2-3 weeks in Atlanta or all these places, and I get to see hundreds of kids from all across the country, and I get it. But to me, the only thing that suffers is the kid, and high school baseball suffers. And to me, again, that was the best time I've ever had playing baseball was for my high school. You know what I'm saying? Because the pressure wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, we made it to the States, we didn't win it, but it was like, and at the time I'm like, oh man, I can't, my senior year, I couldn't wait to play past high school. But then once I kind of got into the pro game and you see how the game works and how cutthroat it is, you like, man, I miss those high school days. I miss those high school days, man, when it was about the school, you know what I'm saying? It was fun. You're playing with your boys, and, it was just a carefree, we all trying to win for our school type of atmosphere. When you get to the pros and college game, it really, and I tell these kids that, I say, really start transitioning from the name on the front of the jerseys to the name on the back. All right, you really start caring about that last name of yours when you really, you're caring about your own self, okay? That's what happens, man, when you get past that high school level. And I tell kids, younger kids too, to care about that too. But, the name in the front of your jersey is just a platform, giving you an avenue, a way to play. But you're really playing for the name on the back of your jersey, all right? That last name. If you have, you guys get the gist of what I'm saying, right? That family name. And high school baseball, man, I don't believe it, man. So, what's up, David? What's going on, baby? K Moore, what up? AD, what's up? Chris, Rick Rock, Callie in the house. What's up, Rick Rock? Been a minute. Keisha, what up? Charlene, what up? Y'all got any questions, man? It's just some of the issues that I see that in the future, man, things that I see, may end up happening with this travel ball industry, man. All right? Let me know, man. All right, we got just going through your comments real fast, man. They aren't the best kids, just families that got money. Yeah, I mean, that's Build, make it. I mean, that's what I'm just basically talking about, man. It's the pay-to-play system, man. The best kids are getting opportunities to play, and you kind of see it funneling through. And yes, they're D1 commits, but they're the best of the best kids who got money. You see, that's the difference, right? The kids that are getting the D1 scholarship and getting drafted and all that, they're the best of the best kids with money. They're not necessarily the best kids, but they're the best of the best kids with money. All right, that can afford these things. And I'm not downplaying. I'm not shooting the people who have it, who put it together. And I know everybody ain't just got all the money, and they putting up the money, but they ain't just got all the money. They're making a large sacrifice and all of that, and I get it. But it's just the nature of the game. But I also want you guys to understand that, especially in the States here, I'm just talking about the States, because you got the Dominican and Venezuela and all that, where they have academies that they're just bringing in the talent. All right, and you ain't got to play the play system. That's why when you see those kids are very good and are making it to the big leagues and all that, they are the best of the best of the best. Because it's not a money thing there. All right, but here in the States, you fall into that trap. All right, where the guys who got the most money or they get the most opportunities, okay? Luther, what up, baby? Yeah, we're about to get priced out. Yeah, it's just getting so expensive. I mean, I hate to hear that, David, you know what I'm saying? But listen, man. I mean, if you love it, you're going to make sacrifices, you're going to find a way, all right? You're going to find a way. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't let – I say these things, and I'm saying them, but I'm like, because I love the game of baseball so much and it's giving me so much opportunity, I hope that, you find a way financially to make it happen. Find an organization that'll work with you and do things, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't give up on the game of baseball, man. Orlando, I appreciate it, family. Casey, exactly a great point. It seems the kid family with the most money moves through quicker, and seems to be the case here in Spokane. All right, shout out to Spokane. I played for the Spokane Indians way back in the day. Casey, man, that's a great town, man. You couldn't tell me, I wasn't in the big leagues when I played in Spokane back in the day with so many fans support and all of that, man. But shout out to Spokane. But yeah, that's Casey, it is what it is, man. I hate to say it because you have to. It's the resources are needed, man. Because even if you're paying, a lot of money for the travel teams, right? And I tell my guys this: even within, I'm giving you the platform to play at these tournaments and the training, but you need additional training. So you need additional resources just to get better, right? So it's not just you need the individual lessons. You need, this is just the way, the nature of the game. I say these things that yes, the best of the best is not playing, but just to compete at the level of these other kids that are getting these scholarships, you need to get the private, lessons, the resource, all of that needs to happen. And, if you don't, you're going to get passed up. Truth be told, man. It's just a real talk, man. So it's just more than just the team fees. You need more than that. Just in my book, all right, to make it. If you are wanting to get those high-level scholarships, opportunities, and get seen and be ready, okay? Because you can pay these things, but to be ready, you need to go ahead and do more than just the tournament fees. So that's additional resources. Coach, it was good. Dig that, Scully. I appreciate it, Mark. Why we created the Misfits this year, all right? I'm guessing that's a one-off team, all right? Good stuff, Coach. Cheers from Chicago. What up, Don? Chi-Town in the house. Coach, we talk so much about the players. The number of black head coaches is unreal for 2019. Yeah, I mean, listen, black head coaches, black players, all of that is just down. It is alarming. But I know we had an article. I didn't read the whole thing yet, but I had my boy Bo Porter on there where they talk about the black managers. And listen, man. I could go on days. That's going to be a whole nother subject, man. Don't get me started on that, okay? But it is terrible, man. All right? Ramon, what's up? Connecticut in the house, man. Where you at, Ramon? What part of Connecticut, man? Let me know that, man. Shout out to Connecticut in the house, man. Jessica, what's up? Jackson, Tennessee in the house. What up? Not important for a kid to play on the high school team. Not important for a kid to play on a high school team. Should concentrate, showcase his camps to go to college. Look, Mark, that's what I know you. So Mark asked, is it important for a kid to play high school baseball or just concentrate on showcase baseball and whatever? All right. I truly believe that every kid should experience high school baseball. Okay. Every kid should experience high school baseball. There's something to playing for your school with the lack of pressure, even though there's pressure there, but it's at that age group and for what you're trying to do as far as scholarships and all of that, that is the least amount of pressure that you're going to get is playing for your high school baseball team. But once you play for showcase teams and anything past high school baseball is basically survival of the fittest. Who gonna get seen? And I talk about this all the time about my Big League Shortcuts training system has a whole section on how to separate yourself from your competition, meaning within even your own team. Okay, so that's what it's about. You know what I mean? So why not go to high school? Yeah, I want you to separate yourself and do your thing, or the high school, whatever. But in the grand scheme and a broad view of things, high school baseball is the most fun, laid back you're going to get in all of this game. All right. Unless you just, a kid is just a straight up scrub. And I hate to say it like that, but he just, don't mind sitting the bench, just being a part of something. But if you out here competing and trying to get high level scholarships where everybody is, you best believe that, it's a cutthroat business out here that high school baseball is needed and you should want to play. Good question though. All right, Mark. I saw a kid at a showcase one day. He must have been about 12 and really overweight. The kid couldn't even hit the ball past the pitcher during the hitting portion, just flimsy dingers right in front of home plate. I shook my head because I knew the parents had dropped hundreds of dollars for that showcase. Would that be considered wealthy talent? Not real talent. Yeah. I mean, again, one thing about this youth baseball, think about just us being parents, right? We want to do any and everything we can for our kids. So we may have the money, but they have the kid that doesn't have the talent. But as parents, right? As parents, we don't want to look back, right? We don't ever want to second guess our decisions, second guess, anything, right? So we want to give our kid every opportunity to fulfill their dreams. So if you got Tony states about a short, fat kid, I'm not here to be politically correct. I'm sorry, but I'm just going what he told me, right? In the post, you could read the comments. I'm not just making nothing. He said a short, fat kid went to a showcase, all right? And the kid basically couldn't play. And it's paid hundreds of dollars for the showcase to be there and didn't perform well, all right? So I'm flipping it and saying, like, listen, the parents may know deep down that he ain't ready for this, so he's not doing, but in their mind, they are doing everything in their power to get that kid an opportunity to play. Okay? So they can look back and be like, oh, wow, at 12 years old, he was not ready, I put him in there, but he did his best, right? But the worst thing for anybody to have any regrets, right, to be like, man, I wish I put him in that showcase. I felt like he wasn't ready, but whoever knows, so-and-so, little Johnny down the street and all of that, my kid out hit him and he did X, Y, Z and he got an opportunity, to play at boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is a waste of money to some, but in their mind, it wasn't a waste. All right. Cause they're doing everything for their kid to give maximum exposure. Okay. And does that mean, us to an evaluator, to a guy we're looking at, he ain't got no business being out here. But to them, it's like, hey, we're giving that kid every opportunity. All right. High school doesn't matter. I need to call you sooner. I'm sorry. All right. High school doesn't matter. I need to call you sooner than I thought. Manny, tell me what you mean by that. You know what I'm saying? High school doesn't matter. I need to call you sooner than I thought. Call me about the recruiting services. I guess that's what that means, man. Hit me up, man. Let's go. Should your kid do individual showcases that focus on the tools or playing on team showcase tournaments? Byron, good question, okay? I believe it's a little mixture of both, okay? I believe that individual showcases are well needed, okay? But I also believe that, my formula would be play, but definitely go to individual showcases to get, early. Like say I have a 14, 15 and under year old kid, 15, 16 year old and under kid. All right. And I would go to an individual type showcase, right, to develop, to just show my skills, running the 60s, throwing, hitting off the coaches and whatever, to put my name out there, right? Then go to the showcase when my name is out there. Now they want to see how you play in a team atmosphere. It's a yin and yang type of thing. A lot of people stand out on the team thing, and then they go to individual showcases, which is fine too. But me personally, all right, I will play in the team atmosphere, but I would definitely go to these individual showcases, preferably, as part of my recruiting service. I talk about 7 to 10 schools, and out of that 7 to 10, 3 or 4 different, universities. If you got the money to travel. But if it's locally, whatever, go to those individual showcases, right? Go run your butt off. Go run those 60s. Go throw through the fence. You know what I'm saying? Go hit bombs out, and do your thing, right? Show them that you can do it. All right. So then you put themselves on your map. And now it's like, wow, what year are you? Okay, all right. I'm going to see you again. You know what I'm saying? In a team atmosphere. Okay. Now it becomes, how do you play within a team? What is your baseball IQ? All right. Little things like that. So that's a great question, Byron. It's a mixture of both. All right. I wouldn't put one above the other. When either individual type of showcases or high school, you know what I'm saying? Not high school, a team showcase type of thing. All right. I know back in my days, I did when I was 14, 15, they didn't call them like individual showcase. They called it open tryout. So my guys are, 35, whatever, older. You remember like the Braves or the whatever scout locally over there will hold these open tryouts. And you got all people from all walks of life that would come on the field. You got kids that are 15, and sometimes they would just have it for high school kids, right? But most of the time they be 15 on up, all right? And you got guys that had no business being on the field and all of that, but they were open showcases, right? They weren't called showcases, they were called tryouts then, right? But essentially they were ways to go and get your name out there. So by the time I was 14, 15, and 16, I had been to at least 8 to 10 of those, right, with different teams. One guy would go every year with the Braves, and I remember the Braves guy, John Stewart. Shout out to my boy John Stewart. I don't know where he's at nowadays, but he's the one that kind of stuck up in my mind. And he would go, he would have these yearly thing, in the New York area. All right, he was Atlanta Braves scout, and he'd be there, and it'd be, I don't know how many different kids and adults will come. And 2 or 3 years later, my boy, in high school, teammate got drafted 3rd round by the Braves. And I know for a fact, me and him been the 2 apiece, together at those tryouts, all right, with showcases. And so we played Legion ball, right? We're no different now. Now it's not Legion ball, it's showcase ball, but you had the individual showcases where it's just running, throwing, hitting, running 60s and playing. So a combination of both, man. Oh, you're doing great. TJ's doing his thing. You worked on Chandler, okay? Marshall Range. Once a kid commits, should he pay to play travel ball during the summer? That's a good question, Marshall. Me personally, I would try to find a high-level team. This is just the formula I would use, okay? If I'm already committed to a school, now you become more of an asset that you already committed. You're already committed, right? So the organization is not necessarily needing – the organization is needing you more than you're needing the organization, right? So I will find a team or two that wants to, promote you as the D1 or the whoever commit that you are, right? But for that exposure, for that marketing, is, hey, come on board here and play. If you want to play, you know what I'm saying? I would just be cautious, make sure I only play at certain tournaments. Then if I'm already committed, I would just, with me, I would start looking for the pro side, honestly. If I'm already D1 commit, I would start looking at pro type showcases where pro scouts are there. You're already committed D1, right? I'm just saying, if you're committed as a D1 player, now my mind shifts to the pro side. I start trying to get pro evaluations, pro scouts, try to go to pro events that these guys are having, amateur, you know what I'm saying? And it happens, right? That's what my mindset would be. All right, Marshall. So you can play travel ball, just keep, just have fun with it. But I will have a strategic approach, a business approach, right? If I'm already committed to a D1 school, I'm looking for pro showcases, pro opportunities. I'm telling you what I was doing, right? Oh, they were open tryouts. Now they're called showcases for pro scouts have them all the time, and I'm looking for them. That's the ones I'm looking for. All right, high-level showcases, because I'm already committed. I will use, those organizations, right? To because now it becomes, you need me. All right, I don't need you to help me get my scholarships and all of that, because I already got I'm already committed to a particular school. I still need to play. All right, I'm not saying shut down totally your college recruiting, whatever, because we have talked about this to nauseum, and I will continue to say that, right? There has been plenty of people who plenty of coaches, college coaches, who don't honor those commits. You know what I'm saying? The last minute, especially the bigger schools. So I ain't gonna say just shut it down totally, but I'll just take a business approach. Main tournaments and pro side. All right. I hope I helped you right there, Marshall. I'll call you. ATL in the house. What's up, baby? So I just came on, so I apologize for the redundant question. Is there a new fad coming with competitive ball as we know it be phased out by a new system? Well, one of the things, that's a good thing, Chris. I know Major League Baseball is trying to do to help with the finances is like they're trying to start their own travel ball teams, right? All expenses paid. I know in Kansas City, right, for my old team, right? I ran into them last summer. We played them, and they are basically using Kansas City Royals money to fund a high school showcase program. And they're looking at it like it's their high school minor league, right? They're funneling the best kids in the Kansas City area, funding the whole program, a nice facility and everything. All right. And if I'm speaking out of turn, I may be wrong, but I don't think kids are coming out of pocket. Okay. But Kansas City Royals, sponsored by Dayton Moore, the GM, who's just so happens to have a son on the team, in the organization. I think they only had like 2 teams at the time, right? But they're sponsored by Kansas City Royals, full strength trainers, full coaching staff being paid for and all of that. And they're just going around the whole, I think definitely in the South and Midwest playing in the top showcases there is. And everything is funded by the Kansas City Royals. And they're looking at it like, hey, we have the resources, extra resources. We're going to plug it into the best kids in Kansas City, a way to give back. And also we could pluck a kid or two. All right. So they're looking at it as like, it's not even a minor league. It's a minor league of the minor leagues. That's how they're looking at it. And I talked to their coaches and he told me that, I was like, that's a great idea. So more teams may start doing that. All right. Especially in certain cities where, you have major league teams. And so I've been hearing rumblings that Major League Baseball are starting their own travel teams, all right, and playing against high level. I know for a fact Kansas City has done it because we played against them last summer, all right? Good question, Chris. I'm thinking about trying my daughter out for a travel ball. What do some of these travel ball teams look for in tryouts? Well, listen, I saw your daughter swing, Rick Rock, and she definitely could play. I don't know her defense or whatever, but the swing wise is straight. All travel ball is it's a way of getting the top kids in the area playing against each other. All right, and even certain areas it gets watered down, but it's still the top kids playing. And so you would never go wrong playing against top competition. So what does she have to do for trial purposes? Honestly, run, throw, hit. And I know your daughter's 12, Rick Rock. I know you and I have talked in the past. So she's a 12-year-old girl, right? And she's talented. I see that swing she has. So my thing is work on her mindset, really. Work on her mindset. Make sure she don't get nerves when she doesn't perform well, and just tell her, because you and I both know, I've talked about this too for many of times. All right? Every year, kids are getting evaluated. Every year, every tryout, you can go through the motions, and eventually that very kid, I'm just saying Rick Rock, so that 12-year-old girl who is super, super talented, the best in the area, she can go through the motions and say, I got to go try out. I already know I'm on the team and all of that. But that 12-year-old girl, when she turns 16, 17, 18, she may try out for different showcases, and that eventually that talent level evens out. So she has to come with it eventually with a tryout, right? So it don't matter if you're the 12-year-old kid that is rec ball, is trying to get into to travel ball, right? You're going to have to work hard, boom, 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 right? So you got to learn what to do when you try out. Same thing for that 12-year-old kid who was a star, right? The best in his area. In his mind, he still has to go to trials for the, just to cross the T's and dot the I's, but he knows he's the best. But he need to learn how to approach a tryout. Because eventually he's the best 12-year-old, whatever. But in the next 4 to 5 years, he's going to be trying out for different things. He's going to be trying out for, and basically showcasing his skills in front of colleges and pro scouts and all of that. So it's a mindset that you need to have. The hard part is like teaching a kid to, like, when he knows he's very good and all that, because eventually he's going to get to that level where he's going to compete against the best of the best. It may not be the local travel team. It may be the whole southern region best of the best all-star team that's going around the country playing. So, he has to learn how to compete and what to do in the trial, not to get over his nerves, mindset wise, and all that. Do you guys understand? Like, it's always an evaluation period going on every year. All right, even if you're the best of the best, because eventually, right? I just take, for me, right? I was very good around my way, boom, all the time. Then once high school hit, I started hitting these high level, tryouts, right? aka showcases in front of the pro scouts, right? So it may be 100 kids, but out of that 100, maybe 5 studs over there, and I got to compete with him, right? But I can't, if I have the mindset of when I was in high school and all of that, just kind of chilling, knowing that I'm on the team. That's a problem. You have to learn how to come with it all the time, because there's always a constant evaluation going on all the time. Good question, though, Rick Rock. Bubba, it's an investment and a sacrifice, but where there is a will, there is a way. That's right, Bubba. I mean, listen, man. It is the nature of the game, man. You got to make it happen, right? And shout out to you, Bubba, because I know, we've communicated behind the scenes and all of that. You buy my programs, you buy, what I'm saying? You invest in, you go in here, but you just want. And I do this with my own, what I'm saying? I do this so I'm not just talking about my program and trying to teach whatever, right? It's large sacrifices that I make for my own athlete. All right. It's a stretch for me, right? But I don't want to regret down the line when I know my kid has some talent, and I didn't do everything I could to, have her, fulfill those dreams that she's had, right? I'm gonna go and try to do everything I will do everything I can to fulfill those dreams of hers. You know what I'm saying? And I that's just us parents. That's what we do, right? All right, Arkell, we are in Cooperstown year, and our budget is $4K. Got to make it do what it do. It is what it is, right? $4K. And I know Arkell, if I'm not mistaken, I think you got a 12-year-old kid right now, right? So $4 grand. You know what I'm saying? And that's in Atlanta. All right. So listen, it is what it is. Thanks, Coach. I just hope our boys see that we back them 100%. No doubt, man. I mean, they will. They will. Right? I mean, we remember our parents' sacrifices and stuff that our parents, have made, right? Right now, sometimes and I haven't seen kids all the time that I'll be like, man, I hope, you're wasting your parents' money by doing and acting the way you are, boom, boom, boom. But down the line, they will see the sacrifices, especially when they become adults and have kids, and they'll see it then, especially. Development versus playing all the time. No doubt, man. I mean, at this stage in the game, I had this conversation, and I say this to you guys, right? So I'm mixing it all in, man. I just, my boy Poke, my boy Pokey out there, what up, Poke? You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those, once you start getting, and you're talented, but the separation part starts happening when the baseball IQ meets the athletic. If you just learn the game, you spend a little time watching the game. And when I mean you, meaning like your kid. If he just gets to the point where he starts understanding, when he's playing, but it starts with the studying of the game, the YouTube video. They have so much information out there right now. And so studying the game, and it's, parents sit down with them and think of situations in the game. When it's a watered down product the way it's going right now, but if you educate yourself and you have the high baseball IQ, you will fly through the system. You'll fly because you're different, right? So it's not only is a lack of talent because the best are not playing, but it's a lack of knowledge. If you hear it all the time. That's one of the things I hear all the time, which makes it a weak. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's a showcase atmosphere, right? So you're gonna throw your hardest, you're gonna hit the ball, whatever. But when it comes to playing the game or being where you're supposed to be at certain times or anticipating here and there, it's not happening. Right? So if you just study the game a little bit, right, you'll be well to have the game on top of, the extra lessons and doing those things. But if you just study the game a little bit and let it be the instincts, just let those what you're watching, what you're seeing, and educating yourself, meaning as a young player, and educating yourself, and those instincts will come, right? And it doesn't happen. I was just in a conversation last week with one of my players, right? We were talking hitting. And I was like, man, well, who, do you watch baseball? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay. He's like, Coach, it's boring. I said, I get it. I was like, so who do you watch hitting? Like, who do you emulate your swing hitting wise? I said, who's your favorite player? I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how How you in this game of baseball, man, and you don't like watching it, or don't even have no hitters, or no somebody that you follow, you know what I'm saying, or emulate. You know, I'm like, how does this happen? You just blind to this? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, and you got the internet, the YouTubes, you got all of this information, my programs, all these programs out here, and these kids are still just like, I mean, come on. All these advantages is out here. If you just put a little bit of time, think about where you be. Now, here's a kid as talented as I don't know what, right? Struggles hitting and all of that. And I asked him, I said, do you watch baseball? Coach is boring. I get it. I can't watch a whole game of baseball most of the time neither, right? Until the playoff time too, right? Or I'm watching somebody I know, a friend of mine, whatever. But I also know that I like watching hit. You know, I study the game. I'm a coach, so I study hitters or go slow motion or YouTube here and there, right? But I'm like, if these kids would just do that and spend 10 minutes before they play Fortnite, you know what I'm saying? If they just spend 10 minutes of just looking, or just taking a nice inning, and watching a game of baseball, right? When somebody positions themselves, or the pitch selection, and just do that. Just think about the head. I mean, come on, man. I don't know, man. It's just me, man. What's up, D? Be well. What's up, man? Hey, I talked about the benefits, man, the first day, man. I just, high level travel ball, um, family atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, with the parents, and, molding of men. You know what I'm saying? That's just a quick overview of what I talked about, some of the benefits of travel ball, B Web. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking, it came on Friday, B Web. So those are some of the highlights that I talked about there. Good shout out to you, man. Baseball is back in the shot town. I know they got the Aces program over there that's pulling in. My boy Luke Haya and DB, my boy DB Butler, man, he be on here all the time, man. Shout out to them, man. You know what I'm saying? They pulling in. They doing their thing, man. All right? So shout out to those guys. D-Jack, what's up, baby? What's going on, baby? Mike, what's up, baby? NYC in the house, no doubt. Hometown, what up? Connie, what up? South Carolina in the house, what up? Chris, KC in the house, what up? Parents had the money. Travel ball is a business. That's right. You know what I'm saying? It is a business, man. Jay Meyer, what's up, baby? Wisconsin in the house. Mr. Ray, California in the house. What up? Alicia, what up? Mark, Indiana in the house. What up? Mark, what's up? And Mark Portis, what up? Missouri in the house. AD, Tyrone Pendergast signed out of a trial camp. Exactly, right? And I'm not mistaken, AD, Tyrone did get up to the major leagues. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken. All right, I remember Tyrone Pendergast. So I'm saying it was an open tryout that my boy, AD, who also played professional ball, right? We were talking about he Tyrone Pendergast, right? Shout out to my boy Tyrone. I hope he hears me. But very fast dude. Tryout camp, didn't get drafted, but got basically got signed out of a tryout, open tryout camp. So there are opportunities there to be, like I said, you got people from all walks of life that come to these things. When I went as 15, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, I was, one of the youngest ones there, competing against guys like Tyrone at that time. I'm sure he was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, right? And you get these guys, all walks of life, 25-year-olds and all, and you're competing, all right? It is an open showcase, open tryout to show your skills, all right? So, strategically, I mean, there's opportunities to be there, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're a D1 commit already, go start – trying to see some professional scouts, see what they think of you. I think that the scenario, there's always room for improvement. And when some of the schools pull that offer, the more you're on the field, the more eyes are on you. Absolutely right, Mark. So, that's what I said, like, never shut down your commitment. When my boy was asking me about, what should he do with D1? Should he stop playing and all, what should he do? And I said, no, go to the high-level showcases. Don't shut down your recruitment, because I've talked about it already on here that it's been plenty of times that guys have been called right before signing. They said, basically we can't honor your commitment right now, and come on, walk on or do whatever, right? So why are you going to I want to shut down my recruitment. I've told you my scenario, what I would do. All right, if I am a high-level D1, I would definitely look into the pro game, pro scouts, go to pro showcases, and also keep playing. But I also I'll be behind the scenes. I'll be trying to talk to a junior college or something or whatever, all right? I ain't stopping mine. Greeny, what up, baby? Mike, I appreciate you, family. Sounds great. Thanks for the I agree with this approach. Your kids should be able to play, with the best, regardless of the ability to play. I wish it, sounds good, Chris. I wish it was like that, though, brother. All right. Eusebio, what's up? South Florida in the house, man. Roy, what's up? New York in the house. Marlboro in the house. What up? Steven, what's up, baby? Rod, what up, baby? Thomas, what's up? Arkansas in the house. Your thoughts on the team trying to be a high-level team, but coaches don't want to have tryouts before the start of the spring. Is that possible, keeping the lesser kids on the team if you had better players? Is that helping those left behind as far as developing the team? So Condi says, your thoughts on the team trying to be a high-level team, but coaches don't want to have tryouts before the start of the spring. Is that possible? Keeping those lesser kids on the team if you had better players, is that helping those left behind as far as developing a team? So I'm guessing, Condi, I'm going on a limb and, I know it's hard to, fill out those questions and, and dissect it. So it sounds like you're saying, they won't have a showcase, they want to have a high-level team, but they're keeping the players on the team that's already there and won't open it up to everybody to participate, but they're wanting the so-called best of the best. But they don't want to have those kids try out because those kids that are good will basically expose those kids that are already on the team and not good enough. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't know if you want to be on that team, to be honest with you. George, what's up, baby? What's going on? John, what's up, big dog? LeRon, what's up? Kids our way are playing rec ball Monday through Thursday, travel Friday through Sunday, Lower State, South Carolina. That's good. I mean, more ball in this. I'm sure there's a lot of talent in those rec leagues. You know what I'm saying? But I just think as a whole, the more, cream rises to the top, man, and also cream rises to the top, if you know what I'm saying. All right? This is also info, D. I appreciate it, Jeremiah. Thank you, man. Patrick, what's up? What's up, D? Here in Charlotte. What's up, Peter? Thanks for listening for Charlotte. Shout out to Charlotte, man. My nephew's out there, man. All right, and my niece. All right, Steve Dragon, what's up, baby? What's going on with you, man? Yeah, Condi, I hope I hit that point, man. So listen, man, we've been roughly close to an hour right here, man. Great conversations, man. All right, so this is what I want to do the next day or two, right? I wanted to, I can't confirm yet, but I wanted to bring on one of my parents that I've known for a while, and she's going through the recruiting process. She's local here, and, I'd love to get her on, and so we can kind of discuss, from her point of view, the recruiting process, the ups and downs, because she's going through it. She has a talented kid, but her kid is not signed yet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna ask her questions about, travel ball. She's played for, me. She's played for other organizations and here and there. And I want to just get her point of view. And I think it'll be good information for you guys. I can't confirm what day. She said she'll do it, but hopefully the next day or two. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of get this ball rolling with the travel ball thing, right? And I just come up with some topics and I could get her back on here, man. So I appreciate you guys listening in, man. Great info, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to provide you just great info, this great information, man, so you guys can use it, and especially for the younger kids to see where I believe this is where this travel ball thing is going, okay? So I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, I will be right back on here. All right, live in effect, man. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the support. Big League Shortcuts Training System, right? Big League, the link is up there. All right, we're starting to get this ball rolling again. All right, I made some changes in the marketing aspect of it. Top-notch training. All right, top-notch training. All right, this is, I want you guys to, understand that the movement that is happening right now, man. You know what I'm saying, with this. All right, so I know there's different programs and different, podcasts and all of that. Video, it is what it is. All right, this is going into podcasts within the next 2 weeks. Okay. All right, I will start a podcast with this. You know what I'm saying? So we're growing with it. All right, and I appreciate you guys. Okay, so we're gonna keep this ball rolling. Tomorrow I will be on it live, 3 o'clock Central Time, all right, with this info. I appreciate it and love you guys, man. Thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow, 3 o'clock, man. All right, for the people that are listening in the replay, all right, that will listen to this. Go ahead, post the city that you're calling in from. I appreciate everybody calling. Indiana, New York, Cali, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Chi-Town in the house, Illinois. We going places, Missouri. All right, we going coast to coast, Midwest, up, down, north, south. We in here. All right, we doing this. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to you guys listening in, man. All right, peace and love, y'all. Talk to you later.